I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. This next poem I'm going to share for you all is about a film called The Help. And if you haven't seen it, The Help is set in the 1960s, and it details the stories of maids during the civil rights movement. And when I first encountered this film, it was one of my first times seeing a story that I could relate to. I said, these women remind me of my aunts. They remind me of my grandmother who cleaned houses in Chicago. And so I did what I do best, and I wrote a poem about it. And this poem is also about Saturday morning spent in my mom's house. So Saturday morning, we would wake up, my mom would be cooking biscuits and bacon, and she'd have Aretha Franklin playing on the record player. And that sounds like a really good Saturday morning until you realize that means you're gonna be cleaning all day long. And so I wrote this next poem to talk about those experiences, and more importantly, to talk about the women who raised me, who are the reason that I'm here today. And this poem is called The Help. You is smart. You is kind, you is important. I am in my sophomore film class when my white professor reasons that black women across America ought to be outraged at the depictions of the maids in the film The Help. I wonder, outraged about what? The only people ever offended by the truth are those who, when given the choice, prefer the lie. I find this film to be mildly nostalgic. It reminds me of my grandmother who cleaned houses by day and was a Chicago hotel maid by night. It reminds me of my mother showing me pictures of her grandmother's house back in Mississippi. The floor shined even through the photographs. She reminds me we didn't have much, but it was always clean. It reminds me of Saturday morning spent earning my right to go outside. Back when children had to earn the right to go outside. Are the baseboards clean, my mother would ask, as if anybody but her ever noticed a dirty baseboard anyway. It reminds me that cleanliness is next to godliness, and I have the blood of broom-toting angels flowing through my veins. What were you expecting? This ain't no Ancestry.com commercial. This is a story of history at its finest, the story of women who kept their prayers in their apron pockets and sprinkled them over dinner so the children they raised would know love long after they were gone. Women who knew 101 ways to use Crisco. Women who knew school is somewhere they'd been once upon a time but could never go back. Because 90 cents an hour keeps bellies full and clothes on backs. What makes me mad is that you, like too many people I know, think that this history is something to be ashamed of. It's okay to be from any other chapter in the book, but you be cursed if you be this. My knowledge of my ancestors may only span 200 years, but I am proud to be the daughter of freedom marchers, of Mississippi maids, of Birmingham martyrs. You laugh at our grandmothers for getting this language wrong. They were just trying to do their best with the stolen pieces they were given. On May 6, 2012, I graduated from Georgia State University, and it was a testament to the women who came before me, who cleaned houses so that I wouldn't have to, who served coffee quietly so that I could be a poet. It was for Geraldine Harris, Ophelia McGinnis, Aunt Katie, Aunt Essie, Aunt Annie, so they would know I don't take anything they've done for granted. What makes me mad is that you make fun of the mantra my grandmother's spirit speaks to me every day. You is smart, you is kind, and doggone it, you is important.